I was thinking here, the sixth book, it really kind of everything hits the fan, and not only have you got to deal with the Dark Lord's evil forces, but you've got to deal with raging hormones as well. So there's all sorts of drama going on. I don't know whether that made it actually a treat or whether it was actually quite tough.
I think it was, from my perspective, it was quite tough actually, because it's Hermione that gets heartbroken. So I had to do this very big crying scene, and I had to sort of. She's very vulnerable and emotional in this one, so I think it was a challenge. Fun to do a bit more of the comedy stuff, where she's a bit more angry with Ron. I think that's quite funny. But yeah. Well,
one thing I came out of the film thinking, you are an incredible actress, because you managed to make me believe that a woman like you would be deeply in love with a man with ginger hair. That's an outrageously tough challenge, I would imagine, for a woman.
Oh, I think Rupert's gorgeous. He is. He's totally gorgeous. He's very handsome. Very handsome indeed.
Well, I don't know what, when you kind of said about the kiss, which took 5 takes, you said that I saw a quote where you said it's the most horrible thing I've ever had to do.
Oh, you see, you misunderstand.
Which I guess was just a challenge of it rather than the actual experience.
Yeah, you misunderstood. It's been really badly misinterpreted, because it sounds as if I'm saying that it's horrible because it's Rupert. And of course, he's gorgeous looking. There are a million girls who would do anything to kiss him, and it's purely the fact that he's like my brother, and we were both totally in the same boat. I'm sure he will tell you exactly the same thing, but it was very strange and very weird.
It took 5 takes. Are you sure he wasn't messing it up deliberately? It was just you were laughing, I think?
Believe me, we both wanted it to be over equally as much as the other. The only way it was honestly like kissing my brother. It was weird.
The sense now that we know that there's 2 more films, we've got November 2010 and then July 2011 for the double part of the Deathly Hallows. There's a real sense of home stretch, and I don't know for you if there's a feeling of kind of bracing yourself for the goodbye, because there may be that sense of this is the last time we're going to do all this is the last time we'll be out in Liston. And
the thing is, I would brace myself for it, but I'm in denial, I think. I don't quite believe it's actually going to be over. You know, like there's going to be the Harry Potter theme park, and there's 2 more films to be released, and we've got until April, we're still filming, and I don't know. I'm not convinced. I won't believe it until it's actually the last day and it actually is going to be over.
I was thinking, Dumbledore says in the movie at one point here that there is light, there's no light without dark, and the sense that I'm thinking for you and for Dan and for Rupert, there must be a huge amount of light, because it's a wonderful, wonderful thing to get these roles, and the films are hugely successful, the biggest, most successful movie franchise in history, and I'm wondering if it is all light or whether there is sides to it that are kind of tough that you just sort of, don't enjoy. I
think that's the same with anything you do. I think there are always upsides and there are always downsides. That's just natural, and it's been the most incredible experience. But at the end of the day, it's a job that I'm being paid to do. I have to fulfill certain things, and it sometimes can be a lot of pressure, and it's hard to be under so much scrutiny. I think that's quite tough, and people have very high expectations of you. You've got to do good all the time, consistently. So that can be tough, but I think it's a lot of light. I really know how lucky I am. I know that I'm in a very lucky position, and I need to keep reminding myself. It's incredible, really.
And you do seem very keen to be in reality, though, rather than the possibility of going off and being very famous and living off that for the rest of your life. It doesn't seem to interest you. You're very keen to study English and to get away from that sort of celebrity side of it. Doesn't seem to interest you.
No, I've never really been interested in fame at all. Never. It's never really interested me or appealed to me. I love acting. I just don't. I find sometimes the other side of it quite difficult, actually. But it's what comes with it these days. When you're attached to something as big as Harry Potter, this massive film franchise, you have to publicise it. You have to. I think also because, I don't know, it just sort of, it comes with it. You can't, it's part of your job.
Right. Really. And would you stick with it, do you think? You'll do this live for a while, or are you tempted to?
Well, I'm going to university at the end of August, so I'll get kind of a break doing that and studying and a bit of normality, which would be nice for a while. Looking forward to that. But, I think a lot of the media has been quite. I found it's quite confusing to them that I want to go and study, because they're like, well, you know, why? Why? And I'm like, well, because I think university sounds like a hell of a lot of fun, and I really want to go and hang out with people my own age, and I want to keep studying, and I want to have the chance to travel and do something a bit different, and act my own age for a bit. It'd be fun. So, but it doesn't mean that I'm never going to act again, and that I can't. I get like. When you're at university, you get like 5 months of holiday a year, and I can easily schedule a film into that. So I'm going to do both.
Sounds like a good choice. Rock and roll.
Thanks very much.